Hello everyone, welcome into another FIFA 23 Tactics video. I'm Ash as always, and today we're going to talk about Walid Regragui's Morocco system, the system of the 2022 World Cup, in which they've really taken the world by storm. Not just Africa, but everyone really looking at them and admiring them from afar, myself included. Really enjoyed watching them during the World Cup, and today we're going to talk about how to replicate that system within FIFA 23 with Morocco. For those of you who haven't done so already and new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload a video. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. The link to that is down below. If you want to see how this tactic ranks and rates compared to all the other systems we cover, you want to see suitable teams to play as, strengths and weaknesses, as well as a whole host of other perks like exclusive tactics videos, behind the scenes videos, and more. Check out my Patreon, great way to support the channel if you can afford it. And also check out my video games podcast. You can find the links to that down below. We've done a few episodes on FIFA 23, the FIFA 23 World Cup mode, and our reviews on it, as well as other features such as Saints Row franchise, what happened to that, why did that regress so much, and a whole lot more as well. With that being said, let me take you through the tactics. We'll go through the formation and position changes, the tactical instructions, the player instructions, and I'll talk about what they do and why they do it. So, first things first, with regards to the formation, 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1, whatever you prefer. Really what you've got is you've got the compact block of the 5 midfielders, the 4 behind them. It's a bank of 10 really. The striker acts as that out ball. You've got the 2 holders here. We've got Amrabat and Unahi as well. And then Boufal, Ziyech, Amala, these guys, they really bed in with that midfield. Now, part of this, it has to be said, is because of the nature of the teams they've played. They've played Spain, they've played, obviously, France, you've got Croatia, you've got Belgium, you've also got Portugal, naturally. And so, they've naturally, as a result, they've had to be a bit more pragmatic than they would like to, which we'll talk about that. But as a result, this is how the shape has really done. But it's a 4-2-3-1 system. You don't need to make any position changes. Keep the right back, left back, right midfield, left midfield, etc. You want these guys, these wide midfielders, to be a little bit deeper and pick up the ball from deep in order to spring those counter attacks. With regards to the tactical instructions, then starting off with defensive style, we've got drop back. Now, again, this could be reminiscent of the fact that they've had such a gauntlet of a run. It has been insane how tough their run has been, and yet how successful they've been with it. So as a result, it is generally drop back. Now, occasionally you can instigate team press with the teammate contain function, as well as the team press on the D-pad, which is down and then left on your controller. You could do that occasionally, but generally they like to bed back in. Now, the width is on 30, not extremely compact. They do like to try and get out to the crosses if they can. They can help that, or that can help that, I guess, occasional press. So worth kind of bearing that in mind. The depth is on 40, a mid block, but a bit of a lower one. With 40, you've got a situation where you're limiting the amount of space that the opposition can play in behind you, but it's not too deep as to constantly invite them onto you in a passive manner. With offensively, build-up play is slow build-up. Now, this is why I emphasise the fact that they've had a really tough run, because despite that, you still see an element of forward-thinking, modern philosophy of trying to play it from the back, valuing possession. You will see on goalkeeper restarts, they are constantly trying to play it from the back. Even against the likes of Spain, when they were facing this high, ultra-extreme press, they were absolutely committed to that. Sometimes to their detriment, sometimes they make mistakes, etc. But they will try and play, and that is very, very important. However, the nature of this run has meant that they've also had to implement this kind of ultra counter-attacking style, trying to hit the opposition with quick bursts, quick movement, and patterns of play. And so with chance creation, you've got forward runs, and this is going to enable you to get that nice balance between trying to play out through the thirds, valuing that possession with short build-up, but then trying to hit teams quickly with fast transitions and counter-attacks. The width is on 80, very wide. They will stretch out wide. They like to kind of create space with that width and then exploit that space to their advantage. Lots of players getting into that space, and it's going to help with that counter-attacking kind of approach as well. And the players in the box is on 6, giving you roughly 3 players in the box. Naturally, you have the forward, the attack midfielder, and usually one of the wingers as well getting into the box. Generally, the likes of Ziyech prefers to hang around the edge of the box rather than getting into it, because then he can pick up any kind of loose balls, etc. and go from there. Corners and free kicks, as usually the case with set pieces, and we've seen no need to change it for this one in my analysis. Both of these are on 4. Moving on to the player instructions then, starting off with the keeper, we've got him on comes for crosses, which is almost a certainty in all of these tactics videos now. It's something that I emphasise to you guys relentlessly. And sweeper keeper as well, despite the fact that they do only have a kind of mid to low block, the keeper, again, playing into the fact that they are quite a modern forward-thinking team with that possession-based philosophy, he will try and come out, he will try and take risks. And as a result, you've got sweeper keeper on saving outside the box. With the 2 centre-backs, no need to change anything there. In fact, what you will notice is, and something that I did toy with, was conservative interceptions. Now, I actually backed away from this because I felt that the tactics with drop back, etc., meant that you didn't really need to do that. You get enough with it. But you can change to conservative interceptions as well. They don't really like stepping out the 2 centre-backs. They like to try and protect them as much as possible. With the fullbacks, who are without a doubt the most fun part of this team, it has to be said. You know, Hakimi in particular was the spearhead of most of my counter-attacking moves, give and goes down the right-hand side. Both of these are on the same. They're on join the attack for attacking runs, and then their run type is on overlap. These guys are going to create the width and get into as much space as possible. And with that 80 width, you're going to find that very, very likely. The 2 defensive midfielders then, starting off with Amrabat, who has been phenomenal, the unsung hero of this team for sure. His defensive behaviour is cut passing lanes. His attacking support is also stay back whilst attacking. Done a really good job of screening that defence. And his defensive position is cover wing. And his positioning freedom is stick to position. On the other side, with the left defensive midfielder, it is exactly the same. We've got cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, cover wing, and also stick to position. Now, what you will notice occasionally is the left defensive midfielder will get forward more and support attacks, but then the left back, usually Mazraoui, then stays back. Now, obviously, we can't set that in FIFA. We can't get them alternating between that. So as a result, you have to pick between one or two. And obviously, we are going to go with Mazraoui in this situation. So him, along with Amrabat, these guys are going to kind of hold the fort and anchor this team and that defence as much as possible. With the 2 wingers then, starting off with Boufal, we've got a couple of different roles here. We've got the out-and-out winger of Boufal, who is on comeback on defence to make sure he's tracking back. And then his chance creation is cut inside. Why is it cut inside? Well, we're going to pair this with his support runs being on getting behind. He's going to angle those runs, and also, with regards to that, make room for Mazraoui, who will often be overlapping on this left-hand side. His support on crosses are also getting to the box for the cross as well. With Ziyech on the other side, a little bit different. We've not got someone who is an out-and-out natural winger. He's more of an attacking midfielder, and that does show as well. So we've got him on comeback on defence, again getting him tracking back, getting to the box for the cross. He's still on cut inside, but this time his support runs have come short. He likes to drop further, closer to the ball, pick up the ball, and then go from there. Particularly helps with the counter-attacks because you get that variation of movement between him and Hakimi. Hakimi often overlapping, so as a result, he's kind of picking up the ball and being able to spread it out to Hakimi, who's making that run down the right-hand side as well. With the centre attacking midfielder then, we've got him again on comeback on defence and get him tracking back. You're going to find these guys, it's really a block of 5, a block of forward, and you've got the striker all on his own really. And support on crosses is getting to the box for the cross as well. Positioning freedom is stick to position. You don't want him drifting out wide, particularly when you've got the likes of the 2 fullbacks really creating that width as well. And then finally, with the striker En-Nesyri in this case, support runs is stay central. He's going to be the focal point of that attack. He doesn't need to drift out wide, otherwise you're going to find it too vacant within the middle of the pitch. Attacking runs is getting behind. Naturally, he doesn't have that sort of pace, but it does help with the counter-attacking emphasis, particularly when only one of your wingers is actually kind of penetrating the back line. Particularly when only one of your wingers is penetrating the back line and running in behind, which is Boufal, whereas Ziyech is obviously dropping off. So that helps as well. It also helps with crosses. He'll really kind of attack those crosses more, being on getting behind because he's already trying to run in behind. And his defensive support is stay forward. He's going to be that outball. Sometimes he will then drop back at the end of games when, you know, they're really trying to hold out for the result. But generally it's going to be stay forward. So then, with that being said, it's just about time to round it off there. If you've got any questions about the system, please do not hesitate to let me know down below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Don't forget to check out all of the other tactics that we have covered, of which there are many for FIFA 23. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload as well. Don't forget, check out my Patreon. The link to that is in the description. You can get access to a whole range of fantastic perks, including my tactic package, where you can see how I rank and rate this tactic amongst all of the others. And the podcast links are also in the description. A video games podcast I think you guys will really enjoy. I know I'm really loving doing it right now. Without doubt, the favourite thing I'm doing on my channel right now. With that being said, we're now going to go into some gameplay so you can see what the tactics are like firsthand. And until the next one, I've been Prom18, and I will see you soon.